Hello and welcome to Real Estate Sales Solutions. My name is Abe Safa. I'm one of the head coaches here at Real Estate Sales Solutions. I wanted to put this short course together for you if you're a listing agent, if you are talking to potential sellers and you're getting into the conversation with them and it looks like they're interested in selling. These are 11 very important questions that I feel like you should ask. I'm still in the business. I work with a lot of sellers, and these are 11 things that I want to know when I'm having a conversation with somebody to set up, to actually, first of all, set a listing appointment, and then second of all, to be able to walk into a listing appointment with confidence and having the data that you need to be able to close that appointment. So what you're going to find is there's a PDF in the beginning of this course that has all 11 questions on one PDF for you. Simple. You can print it out, hang it at your desk. It's there for you as a guide. And then I went through and did 11 videos, one video per question. They're very short videos. Obviously, I can't dive too deep into the whole process or every single topic, but it gives you enough information per question to kind of let you know where my mind is in asking that question. Like, why am I asking this question? What answers am I looking for? What am I going to do with the information? Those kinds of things in a couple of minutes per video to kind of help guide you so you can have a good idea of what to expect when people answer these questions for you as you're asking them, and also why you're asking those questions. I think it's important to know the whole process. Anyway, hope they're helpful to you. I know without a shadow of a doubt, these questions and having the answers to these has helped me get many listings in the past and continue to get me a lot of listings. So listen to them, use them, and I guarantee you'll get some success out of it. Thanks. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with the first question. Okay, so when you have someone on the phone and you're talking and they're showing some interest in selling, I mean, sometimes they'll even tell you flat out, yeah, I'm thinking about selling. So the first thing that comes to my mind is I want to know, why are they selling? So first question I'll ask is, okay, great. That's good to hear. You picked a great time of the year to sell. This is a great market to be a seller in. Just curious, what has you thinking about selling? And then that's it. I'll just keep quiet at that point. So now what I want to know is a lot of times they're going to give you a bunch of information here. Okay, sometimes they're going to give you a really short answer. If they give you a short answer, then you want to dig a little bit deeper, maybe ask a second question, which is kind of flows in with this question. But if they start talking and they start answering some of your other questions on your list out of the 11 questions, I'd just let them keep talking. Okay, and then just engage them in a conversation and dig a little bit deeper with every single time. So the first and foremost is I want to know what's got them thinking about selling. Are they upsizing? Are they downsizing? Those are the answers I'm looking for. Do they need something with a pool? Are they relocating for a job? Is it an elderly couple and they're getting too old to take care of their home, so they're thinking about moving closer to family or go to assisted living? So all these things, what's got you thinking about selling is a really important question for you to have an answer to, because I don't think you can move forward with any of the other questions or even try to help them unless you know exactly what is going through their heads. So I think it starts here with this one. And again, what's really important here is as you're beginning the conversation is let them talk. Okay, don't feel like, okay, I've got enough information on this one question, let me move on to the next one. Let them talk, because a lot of times they'll keep going and then they'll also answer multiple questions for you on your list. And then if they do, you don't have to go back and ask those questions again unless you just need a little bit more clarity. So it starts off here, what has you thinking about selling? And then just allow them to do all the talking at that point. Okay, on to question number 2. So now you've opened up the conversation, which that first question is a great conversation starter. Now the conversation is beginning. Next, I want to know, okay, when you do sell, where do you plan on moving? Okay, so a lot of times this question was already answered in number 1. So you're going to find this pretty common through all these questions because it's really meant to, they're not really standalone questions. They're really a conversation flow. Right. So a lot of times these questions are going to bleed into the previous question. And if you've already gotten the answer to them, then you can just skip the question and move on. So now that I've asked them, what's got you thinking about selling? Now I want to know, okay, where are you going? All right. And this is where I see a lot of agents kind of, I guess, don't go far enough in asking. Okay. And you're going to find one common theme as well in these videos is I'm always looking for motivation. Okay. So the first motivation is what's got you thinking about selling. There I'm going to find out, what it is, whether it's the house, whether it's the location, neighborhood, area, city, family, whatever it is. Now, okay, where are you going? Okay, so when you do move, when you do sell, where do you plan on moving? is an important question because, again, it's going to lead into some of the other questions that I have. So I want to know what they tell me at this point, whether it's, let's just say New York City. Okay, great. So now when I hear New York City, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper. Okay, where in New York City? Okay, what's up there? Like, what's got you going up there? If that wasn't answered in the first question, I want to know, are they moving up there for family? Again, is it a relocation? What's got you going? So I want to know, and I'm also, and this is going to be some of the following questions as well. It's going to lead into, okay, well, have you already secured a home? Have you purchased a home? Have you rented an apartment or whatever it is? Do you have a place to go? Because I think that's going to be crucial when it comes to listing appointment. I need to know why they're selling. I need to know where they're going. I need to know when they're going to be there. I need to know if they already found something, or they're going to be looking to buy something, because all of those things are going to play a major role in the conversation and a listing appointment on whether I start getting objections or not. So all again, second question is, where do you plan on going? When you do sell, where do you plan on moving? And again, get as deep as you can, get as granular as you can in that question and in that conversation to really find out as much as you can about that. Okay, question number 3, why there? Okay, so now hopefully you're starting to see a little bit of flow in this conversation. The first question is, what's got you thinking about moving? Second question is, where do you plan on moving to when you do sell? Now I want to know why that particular location, why there, why New York City, what's got you going to New York? And this is a crucial part of the conversation right here, because this is an opportunity where you're starting to build a little bit of rapport. You're getting deep into a conversation. This is where you want to extract as much value as possible, as much information as you can about their motivation. A lot of times, and again, agents fall short here in this area when they hear New York. Why there? I got family up there. They just move on to the next question. No, do not do that. Make sure you dig a little bit deeper. What family? Brothers, sisters, family, grandkids, right? I mean, things like that. You want to know what's in New York for you. Why are you going back there? And then if you just keep digging there, you're going to get more and more information. You're going to hear things like, look, we've got grandkids. We got 3 grandkids up there. We thought that they're going to come down and visit us here, and that's just not happening. We haven't seen our grandkids. They're growing. Now you're getting to the real source of the motivation. Okay, that's what got them moving, right? So if at any point down the road you want to figure out, okay, how do I best help them? Okay, you're going to be thinking about the grandkids. If at any point down the road they start kind of wavering or kind of getting second thoughts about selling this and that, you go back to their root motivation, which is the grandkids. Look, I understand that we didn't get the price that you exactly wanted for this home. We're a couple $1,000s short, but think about this. Every month that goes by, that's one less month that you're gonna spend with your grandkids. Is it really worth it, right? Not in a manipulating form, right? I'm not trying to manipulate people, but I want to remind people, because people tend to get emotional and they tend to stop thinking logically. So those moments where your seller kind of goes off track and starts to get emotional, that's when you want to bring him back to the core. The core is, look, we're doing this for the grandkids. The whole point of you moving is to go back to the grandkids. So this is a really important question. Why there? Why are you going to New York? Why are you moving wherever it is that you're moving to? And keep digging till you really get to the source. I even want to know, like, how many grandkids they have. How old are they? Okay. When was the last time they saw them? So things like that. It also puts an anchor in the seller's mind and heart about, okay, why are we really doing this? And it creates more motivation. So really focusing on that question, find out why, and dig deep. Okay, question number 4. Do you have a place lined up already? So the first 3 questions, we're trying to figure out what and why, okay? What's got you thinking about going, and why are you going there? Now we're going to get into timing. Now we're going to get into when. Okay, so we've got their motivation already. Now we want to know, okay, when do you want all this to happen? So one of the most important things I want to know, do you have a place lined up? Do you have a place to go? Obviously, I can't list your home unless I know where you're moving to, right? And if you don't ask that question, and I've seen this happen quite often, you're not going to get the listing when you walk in the door. In most cases, there's going to be objections that come up because you don't even know what they're doing. So it's really important to figure out, do you have a place lined up already? Have you already bought a home? Okay, do you have to sell this home first to buy a home? Do you need to have this under contract to be able to put an offer in on a second home? Can you buy without selling? Okay, are you one of those people where you've got plenty of cash and you don't like stress and you want to just get ahead and buy something and then take your time and then get this one on the market? So, all of these things you want to find out when you're asking this question. And also, you want to look for a referral. So if they say, no, we haven't started looking, we're actually going up to New York next week and we're going to start looking. And then you've got an opportunity there to really recommend a good agent in that city, do the homework for them, help them out, find them an agent, and get a referral fee. So you want to know when, if they have a place already lined up, so you know when they're going to plan on selling, when they're going to plan on listing a home, and that they actually have a place to go to when they do sell. Okay, moving on to question number 5. How soon do you want to be there? Okay, this is an important one. And you're going to hear things like March or April or in 6 weeks or in 6 months, whatever it may be. Then you want to follow it up with, okay, are you looking to actually have the home closed and you actually be up there in April, or are you actually looking to put your home on the market in April? So all of these things you want to start to figure out. Little by little, you kind of put in a game plan together of what you're going to do to be able to help them get their home sold. You figured out what, why, and now you're on when. Okay, when do you plan on getting this home on the market? So all of these things are important to know before you walk into a listing presentation. While we're on the topic of listing presentation, real quick, I want you to know the more data, the more information you have in front of you on hand before you walk into a listing presentation, the more likely you're actually going to be able to get that listing. Or if after gathering all this data, you realize, hey, they're not even going to be listing their home for at least another 6 to 7 months, then walking in there, chances are you're not going to list them just yet. So going in there, the whole conversation is going to be about building rapport, building trust, answering questions that they have, and being a resource for them. So when they are getting ready to list, they think of you. This way, you don't want to just walk into a listing presentation just blind, not knowing if you're going to list them, not knowing if this is going to be just an information gathering session, or whether it's going to be a question answering session for you to answer for them. Like you want to know all these things before you go in. You want to know exactly what you're getting into, and you're going to realize that the better agents in the country, the top agents, know exactly what they're going into, what they're walking into. They know exactly what the plan is. They know if it's not going to be a listing, they know already walking in it's not going to be a listing. If they're ready to list today, trust me, we know walking in that door, we're closing them down today, and we're going to have the data that we need to get them closed down. So, this question is really important in asking them, how soon do you want to be there? How soon are you looking to get a home on the market? Don't skip this one. This one is really important. All right, moving on to question number 6. Is the home ready to show, or are there some things that need to be done to the home? All right, so you see the progression, how this is moving along nice and sweet, right? We find out that they want to sell. We figure out what has them thinking about selling. We figured out, where they're going to and why they're going to and how soon they want to be there and how soon they want to list the home. So all these things are crucial into the conversation. Now, okay, we know their motivation. Okay, now I want to start thinking about their ability. So if you've heard me speak in the past, I've got an acronym called MAP, M-A-P. Looking for motivation, ability, and price. Map to a listing. Those 3 things you have to have in order to be able to take a listing and take listings effectively, right? You can go in there and get lucky and get a listing and not be prepared and have the data. But if you go through that process, MAP, motivation, ability, and price, it equips you to be able to get listings in bulk, right? You can go in there and be prepared and be ready to get a listing. So now we're going to move into ability a little bit, okay? I want to know, basically I'm leading up to, I want to know what kind of condition the home is in, if it's ready to go. And I'm also, when I'm asking this question, in this one and the next one, what I'm trying to figure out is, okay, what kind of price are they going to want for this home? Okay, are they going to be realistic? Okay, so I'm slowly going to piece that together right now. So I start asking them, okay, is the home ready to show? Are there some things that need to be done to the home? Because I don't want to walk in there as well and they tell me, oh yeah, we're just, we're going to need a couple more weeks because we've got to do a couple of cosmetic things done to the home. Okay, I want to find that out right now on the phone call. I don't want to delay this any longer if we don't need to. Now, if they do tell me, when I ask this question, if they tell me, yeah, we need to do a little bit of work for the next couple of weeks, I still want to get in there and talk to them. I want to get in face to face with them as soon as possible. And what I'm going to say, look, that's great that you're doing that. I think it could help in the value of the home. But look, I've seen some sellers kind of overdo it sometimes. They really put too much money into a home that they don't get back. Why don't we do this? Let's at least get together. Let's look at the home. And I've sold many homes, and I can tell you exactly what you should do or shouldn't do and where you should put your money or should not put the money, so we can make sure we put the most money in your pocket. That is what you want, isn't it? And they're gonna say yes. And then I set the appointment and go there. But I want to know before I walk in that door if there's going to be a period where they have to do some updates to the home. And you'll see in the next question, I want to know what they've done to the homes since they bought it, because I start running some math in my head to kind of see what kind of price they're going to want. All right, moving right along. Question number 7 on the 11 questions to ask a seller, and this is a fun one for me. Number 7, tell me a little bit about the home. Have you done any recent updates to it? And the reason this one's fun is because I love hearing all the different things that sellers tell me and that they think is a point. Oh, we've got, extra tall toilets. We've done this. It's just like they start mentioning little minor things that they've done. But anyway, so this is important to ask for a couple of reasons. You want to get a gauge of what the condition of the home is. So you know how to do the valuations on it, right? You want to walk in there with the proper valuation for the home. So I want to know what they've done to it, so I can imagine what the home looks like. As I'm looking at comps, I have an idea what the home is worth. Plus, I'm also trying to determine how much they're going to want for the home, right? So again, we're in the section here for ability and kind of bleeding over to price a little bit. I'm trying to figure out, how much they want for the home. So tell me a little bit about your home. And then like sometimes they'll say, like, what do you mean? I'm like, have you done any recent upgrades to it? Kitchen, bathrooms, flooring, anything like that have you done to the home? And just let them talk at that point and start making a list of everything they tell you. If they've done new vinyl plank floorings, write that down. Is it the whole house? Any flooring needs to be updated? Have you updated the kitchen? Do you have stainless steel appliances? Granite countertops, things like that. Are the bathrooms updated? Do you have walk-in showers? Are they tiled? Is it just a basic tub? So all these things I'm asking and I'm making a list of. And then if it looks like there's a lot of stuff that they've done, if they're like, oh yeah, I just remodeled the whole house and we did this and we did that, then I'm always going to ask them, wow, sounds like a really nice home. Looks like you put some money into it. How much did you spend on it? And they'll tell you. They'll tell you with pride, oh, I spent $40,000 on it. So now right off the bat, I'm looking to see what I already know what they paid for the home because I've got it in my data already for that in that file for that lead. I'm going to add what they spent on it, and I know they're going to want at least that much in most cases, right? So again, all of this, I'm trying to formulate, number one, what kind of valuation to put on a home. So when I walk in there and they ask me, what price you think we should price it at, I know what the range should be, but I'm also trying to figure out, and you'll see in the next question, trying to figure out how much do you want. I don't want to walk into, again, question after question. You'll see in these 11 questions, I do not like surprises. I don't want to go in and get blindsided with an objection or a question that I don't already have the answer to. So all of this, I'm trying to gather information so I can be well prepared. So when I walk into a listing appointment, it's on, I get it done. Moving on to question number 8. Just curious, how much are you hoping to get for your home? This is a really important question. Again, avoiding surprises, avoiding blind spots. I don't want to walk into a $300,000 home and the guy wants $420 for it, right? So I'm always going to ask, how much are you wanting for the home? What are you hoping to get? Just curious, what are you hoping to get for as far as price? Or what are you hoping to list your home at? Any form of that question is going to be fine. But basically, you want to try to figure out, okay, what's in their head? How much do they want? And don't let them fool you. Every single seller, every single one, there's not one, I don't care who they are, how old they are, I don't care what they tell you, does not have some sort of price in mind. Every single one of them does. So don't fall for, well, I don't know, that's what I need you for, because that's what you're going to hear most often. But now, 8 questions in, now you should have built a good enough rapport where you're usually going to get this question answered. I probably get this answered about 95% of the time. There's going to be that occasional few that just refuse to give me an amount. And that's okay. I'm not going to fight it. I let it go because I've already gathered an idea of at least what they want based on the questions that they gave me about their upgrades and what they put into the home already. But don't ask this question too early. Some of these questions, it's okay if you rearrange them. This question is important to ask it at the right time. So after you've gone through the motivation, after you've gone through the home and upgrades and things like that and what you've put into it, I'm like, look, I'm going to run some numbers on your home. I'm going to do some extensive research. I know the area really well. Just curious, like, what are you hoping to get as far as price? And then you'll get an answer. A lot of the times you're just going to get an answer. And that's going to be a number that you're going to use when you're doing your listing presentation. So if the home is worth $350 and they want $350, then I'm going to go in there. It's going to be fairly simple, fairly easy. If it's worth $350 and they want anything above 300, then it's going to be an easy one. I'm not saying underprice it. I don't want to underprice a home, but I'm going to walk in there with a different approach. I'm going to walk in there. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Look, I did some research. I know you said you wanted $300,000 for your home, but based on what's happening in the market, I think we can get you significantly more, and let me explain why. Okay. Or the third scenario is it's worth 350 and they want 425. I do the comps. I just don't see 425. I'm going to go into that conversation, into that listing presentation, and we're not going to talk much about price. We're going to kind of ignore price for a little while. We're really going to dig into the motivation again. We're going to talk about New York. We're going to talk about moving up there in the next 2 months or by April or whatever they told me. We're going to talk about the grandkids, John and Jenny and whatever their names are that they told me. But we're going to talk about the motivation, right? Because you're not always going to win people on price, so motivation is important. So, but I don't want to walk in there blind, not knowing how much they want for the home. So don't leave out this question. Don't ask it too early. This is about the time you want to ask it towards the end of the conversation. And get that number before you walk in there. All right, blind. Moving right along. Question number 9. By now, you look like a listing champ. You're asking the right questions. You're asking them at the right time. You're gathering information that's important. So you're going to walk into this listing presentation and just be able to just own the whole appointment and just crush it and get the listing. So question number 9. Now that you found out, how much they want for their home, the next question obviously is, well, how much do you owe on your home? Do you have a mortgage still? Again, I want to find out exactly what I'm walking into. Are they going to be upside down? Are they having to bring money to the table at closing? You have to know these things if you're going to be able to help that client. So how much do you still owe in your home? You want to find out how much equity they have in that home and how much flexibility they're going to have and when it comes down to pricing. So never miss this question. It's important. It's pretty self-explanatory. Don't need to talk too much about it, but it's important for you to know whether they still have a mortgage and how much of a mortgage they still have. Okay, on to number 10. I personally feel like this is the most important question out of the whole bunch. Now, they're all important. We can argue, which one is more important than the other, but I think this is crucial because this answers that one question that I probably get asked more than any other question out there is like, what should my listing presentation be like and how do you get a listing? How do you get so many listings? So everybody wants to know, okay, what should my presentation look like? And they go through all these elaborate things and concoct these PDFs and PowerPoints and all of these things and videos, and they walk in with this bunch of stuff into a listing appointment. Not necessary whatsoever because of this one question. If you ask this one question, it's going to make your life so much easier in listing appointments and give you the confidence walking in. So question number 10, besides getting your home sold, what are you looking for in an agent? Very simple. They're going to tell you what they want. They're going to tell you what they're looking for. So you don't walk in there. Look, if your listing presentation works and you're doing well, look, keep it up. I don't think you should change it. Definitely don't change it based on what I tell you or based on the way I do it, right? But I've always found that you walk in there and you have a canned presentation that goes step by step through every single aspect of selling a home, you're going to bore people to tears. Okay, and you're going to spend a lot of time in a listing appointment. I always ask this question because I want to know what's important to them. If they don't care about track record, I'm not going to walk in there and talk for 10 minutes about me and how many homes I sell and why I'm the best agent in the world. They don't care. Okay, if they don't care about marketing, I'm not going to walk in there and talk about what we do to attract buyers and all the different things we do in marketing and all the platforms and websites that we do to promote the home and give it exposure. Okay, if all they want to talk about is price, then we're going to talk about price, right? But if those things are important to them, they're going to tell me, and that's what my listing presentation is going to consist of. So if they do tell me, yes, I want an experienced agent that's got a good track record, that knows my neighborhood, and I want top dollar, those two things are what's important to me, then guess what? My 20-minute listing presentation is going to be 10 minutes on this and then 10 minutes on that, and that's all I'm going to talk about. Now, I'll have the data with me. I'll have everything that I need in case something does come up. If they change their mind and ask me about my track record when they told me it wasn't important to them, then I'm prepared. I'm always prepared. But I'm only going to talk their language. I'm only going to talk about things that they said was important to them. So this question, I think, is crucial because they're going to give you the ammunition. They're going to give you the tools to be able to go in there and get that listing appointment. So don't blow it. Ask this question every single time. What are you looking for in an agent? And then walk in there prepared to deliver exactly what they ask. Okay, last but not least, number 11. Are you interviewing any other agents? Okay, this is an important one to finish the conversation with, because I want to know if I'm going in there and I'm the only person they're talking to. I know I can kind of ease up. I know it should be a little bit easier. I can just go in there and close them. If I know that they're going to interview me, but then they're not going to list with me that day because they're interviewing Joe and then John the day after and whoever, I want to know that. Okay, I don't want to walk in again. It's all about what I'm expecting to happen in this listing appointment. I want to know if I'm walking in there to close them. I want to go. Well, I'm always trying to close them, right? But I want to go in there and know if they're going to sign with me on the spot if I appear to be the right agent for them, okay? Or if they're going to be interviewing other agents. No matter what I do in that appointment, they already gave their word to two other agents, and they're not going to do anything until they sign with those people. It's very important to know that going in. So are you interviewing any other agents, or is it, oh, we're just going to meet and then you're going to be looking to get your home on the market? That question I'm going to ask so I know what to expect when I walk in. And that's pretty much it. So you got 11 questions. There could be a whole lot more. These are 11 that I ask in every single conversation to get me ready going into that listing appointment, to be prepared and to be able to get that home listed and sold for them. All right, well, that's it. That's 11 questions to ask every single seller. You might come up with your own questions over time, but these are 11 proven questions that have helped me and many agents get a lot of listings. So use them in every single conversation, but don't forget, you got to dig deep on every conversation. Go into a listing appointment with the confidence, and the way you get that confidence is by having all the information, all the data that you need. This way there's no surprises, no blind spots. So use these effectively. Give me some feedback. Please let me know how you like these, whether they work for you. Would love some reviews if you can. Also, check out some of our other stuff. We've got some great courses. As you start getting more appointments, you're also going to run into some objections. We've got a great objection handler course that I want you to check out. The link is below as well. Circle Prospecting Mastery is a great course. Fanatical Follow-Up is a really good course that has that's just changed agents' businesses. So many agents that I've spoken to have taken that course. Has just completely changed the way they do business, getting a lot more come list me calls. So we've got some great resources, and of course, got to plug Contact Junkie and Exact Dial. Check those out. Exact Dial, one of the best services out there for getting phone numbers and email addresses for your leads. Anyway, best of luck to you. Please give me some feedback. Let me know how it worked.